Hi everybody. How's everybody doing? Welcome to Stampin' Sunday. Just let me know you're on. Hooked up to a different program again. Was playing with that earlier. Hopefully it'll work. There's a reason I wanted to try this one out. So hop on, say hi. And today we're going to be working with Alpine Adventure. Okay, so that's a new in the new catalog. All right, we're going to be doing that now. I know this program. Good morning, Megan. Hi, Winann. I know this the reason I didn't like this program when I used it before was it's got a lag time in it, so my mouth doesn't move to what I'm saying. But the reason I like it is because I can go back. You can see how I'm stamping behind me. And I'm going to play with something real quick, too. So bear with me. It's kind of a little fun Sunday, okay? So one of the things I wanted to show you was this weekend I've been working in my craft room or stamp room. I've been working on today's Facebook Live or tonight's Facebook Live. I have my holiday card buffet coming up. That's Friday night and next Sunday. I have craft fairs I'm working on. And, of course, getting ready for on stage. So I'm going to try to flip this camera and very slowly show you. Of course, you can see the back here. I kind of cleaned that up so it doesn't look so messy. I just want to show you what my stamp room looks like. Now, again, I don't know if it's going to work, but let's try it, okay? So just let me know if you can see this mess. And I'm going to slowly move the camera around. That desk over in the corner there is my during the day work. And I can't swing it around all the way. But you can see one table's got filled with a mess. There's my second table. I have 4 tables down here. I can only show you part of it, but because obviously the camera doesn't go around that far. Look at this mess. I mean, it's so bad. Is that crazy or what? And there's over to my card rack. Now, what you can't see is my other desk, which is my stamp desk. And, oh, thanks for letting me know, Maureen. So I have these 2 tables where the girls are going to be sitting, and I have a third table where I'm sitting at, which is where the girls will use the 3 tables. The 4th table I use for my embossing and stuff. But you can see all the bins back there getting ready. I did 8 bins out of 12 or 15 that I'm going to be doing for the holiday card buffet. So let me just switch this back to me. Yay! I think I worked it right. So I just wanted to show you that because what you can't see on this side is all my stamp sets. They're nice and lined up, and of course the back of me is nice and clean, but the whole front of me is like, oh my goodness. Anyway, enough of that. So that's right. Thanks, Maureen. Maureen says not a mess, mass production. Like that. Okay, so a couple of things I just want to go over real quick. And if you could see the basket, oh, it's always the opposite side. My basket right here. I'm going to bring this in. You can see everything, hopefully. I wrote it down so I don't have to, I've added some things in it. Some fast fuse, some more envelopes. Whoop! These are our old, we don't sell these anymore, confetti white and the natural. I put those in this is my basket of hope for my niece Chrissy. So I'm just going to read you everything that's on. There's glitter enamel dots, gold sequins, Born to be Loved stamp set and embossing folder, World's Best Trophy stamp set, beautiful peacock stamp set, retired glitter paper. Oh yes, this one. These are all new, by the way, never been used. It's just that a lot of it's retired. 4 baker's twine, vellum 6.5 by 6.5 envelopes, 3 packs of 6 by 6 envelopes, emerald envy and sweet sugar plum cardstock, and 12 by 12 designer series paper is Presto Patterns, Foil Frenzy, Springtime Foils, Dash Along. Then we have the confetti white and ivory that I just showed you, and then fast fuse. Okay, so this is a fundraiser I'm doing for my niece who's battling breast cancer, hence pink shirts all week or all month. She will be having surgery, and we're wishing her the best. But this is my fundraiser that I'm doing. If you'd like to get in on that, it's $5 a ticket. or 3 for $10. And I will be pulling the winner on October 31st around 6 p.m. live on Facebook. Okay, thank you to all that have already given. I really appreciate it. Every little bit helps, so thank you. Okay, next up is, of course, the Snowflake Showcase. That starts November 1st. Pre-orders, I can take pre-orders as of October 28th, so want to get those orders in because it is a limited time series. I already did a Facebook Live on that, so you can see the different cards that I've done. You got the 2 stamp sets, the white velvet paper, the framelits, and then of course the snowflakes. So just go back and watch my other YouTube video, Facebook Live or on YouTube, to see that. My host code, which you'll see when I flip the camera. And also, there's going to be a Stampin' Up! Special. And that's going to be, I think it's select birthday sets will be 15% off. That starts, I believe, the 23rd. But keep an eye on your emails for more information. The demonstrators will find out. And if you have a demonstrator, get a hold of her. If you don't, just contact me, stampersdelight.com. That's all you have to remember. It'll get you to my website. Okay, so who's ready to see some cards? Yay! Okay, so with the Alpine, and I'll flip the camera in a minute. I played around with the Alpine Adventure, and I really, really like this set. Of course, what sets don't I like, or don't we all like? So let me show you the first one, okay? Well, let me show you the set first, okay? I am going to flip the camera so you can see it, okay? There we go. Let me know everybody can see that, hopefully. Thank you, Pam. Okay, so here's the stamp set, Alpine Adventure. And it's got all those little, the skis, and I'm not a skier. I don't know what those are called. The only snow I like is when I'm sitting in my house watching it. Okay, and then the sled. That sled, okay. But then the framelits, yeah, it was better to flip. As you can see, I ran out of magnetic sheets, so these aren't on a magnetic sheet yet. We have these framelits, which are great. You got the little sled, the sled that you can cut the stamp set out, a snowflake, the little shoes. Oh, snowshoes, that's what they're called, snowshoes. And that you can cut out there. And you got the long ski, and you got a little, I love this, you'll see this one. This cuts out the let it snow or little sayings. And these are holly or something. I didn't play with everything yet. This is a little wreath. This is to cut out the jingle bells and the present. So there's all the framelits. I wanted to show you those because I have everything cut out. And if you're looking for it in your catalog, I need these because I didn't do my stamp set. If you're looking for it in your catalog, it's page 11. Okay? It's in the holiday catalog. Remember, this is the host code for October. If you want to place an order online with me, just use that host code. Or you can always just email me. Okay? So, yes, it is, Megan. Snowshoes. That's what I thought, too. Okay, so it looks like this program's working well. Let's hope it stays that way. Again, I think there's a lag between me talking and you seeing it. But okay, so let's show you what I came up with. So the first card I came up with, and I'll lay it down flat. And this should be, you should be seeing this correctly. Okay, it's opposite the way I used to do it, but so this was done with, I just tore the paper, and if nobody knows about tearing, if you don't have that great snow, well, you'll see it later, the framelit with the snow from the other stamp set, you can get this effect by just tearing. Okay, got to bring it back in. See that? You got two pieces, and then all you have to do is flip that like this, and you have snowbanks. And then what I did was I put some embossing paste on there. Just a cute little card with the falling, softly falling embossing folder. Isn't that cute? You don't see any lag? Okay, good. Thank you. And then, of course, the inside. And I did, for the most part, use just the sayings that are with this set, which are Christmas greetings and Let It Snow and Jingle All the Way. I do that, I mean, I like to mix and match, and you'll see some of the mixing and matching with the cards, but I also like to do as much as I can with one stamp set, especially for new stampers, okay? To show them that you don't have to buy everything in the book, okay? I would love you to, but you don't have to. So that's the first card. This next card, I'm going to show you this one next. This was actually a leftover from my Stamp-A-Stack. I had everything cut out already, so I just used this stamp set instead of the Noel stamp set that I was using on my Stamp-A-Stack. And this is, you know, a little bit of a different fold, as you can see. This is not quite, and I did this in another video too. This is 7.5 scored at 3 1/4, so you have that little lip there. Okay, and again, this is a great way. I mean, what I try to do is I try to use up some of my scraps. Look at my hands going. Can you tell I'm Italian? Okay, so that was another one I came up with by using some leftovers that I had. And then, oh, here's a really neat one. You're going to like this one. How about this one? Can you see that? Okay, so it's the sled, and I put some embossing paste on there. And then I cut up a bunch of the little presents that are in there. Put them on the sled. But this isn't cardstock. This is designer series paper under here. But look, ladies and gents, it is acetate, our window sheets. It's a window sheet card. Okay, so all you do is you cut it in your lengthwise, okay, and you're going to do one of your 12 by 12s. You do it. You don't have any snow in Australia. We have sun and surf. Okay. Okay, so sorry, I was reading. I wanted to read some of the comments now that I can see them. So again, this is just a piece of our 12 by 12 window sheets, and I cut it just like you normally would, which is 4 1/4 by, what is this, 8? 8? It should be 8.5, right? Our normal size, 8.5, right? 11. I'm sorry, I'm not used to doing it off the top of my head. Anyway, and you see, this is just like that. It's cut just like a card. Okay, it is a card, but it's an window sheet card. And then on here, before you actually adhere this, you could put another piece of designer series paper, or you can stamp your hand stamped by. Okay, so yeah, I thought that was a little different. Let's see what I'm going to show you next. I'm going to hold this one off because those two are ones we're going to be stamping. Okay, this one. You know how I like my glitter. This is, again, our silver cards with a piece of white cardstock and the Falling Softly right here. You probably can't see that, but the embossing folder. And then I embossed some of the small snowflakes. I did the flat sled in our glitter. And, of course, put a little pink bow on there because the mauve or the rose color is perfect for Christmas. All right, and then I used our Dazzling Diamond glitter paper here. And then, of course, I got some of the rose metallic thread there. So, again, that's just something a little bit different. And, of course, I embossed the inside. So that makes a nice, I mean, there's not a lot of color on it, but it's just perfect. I think it's one of those elegant kind of cards. Okay, so the next one I want to show you is with our Brusho. And it's just all the little pieces here. I've got the skis, the snowshoes, the 2 sleds, the Let It Snow with some red rhinestones. You can tell I'm tired from working down here. I can't even remember what I'm looking at. But now look at the paper. Okay, this is our watercolor paper with the Brusho, and also our spray shimmer paint. And I'm going to open that up. And that's the saying inside, but I'm going to show you how I did this. I'm not going to stamp the whole thing, but I'm going to show you how I did this and how easy it is, okay? So as soon as I find my water, my Brusho's right here. And I just have to find the water, which, oh, there it is. Okay, so basically all you'd have to do with this, and this one I actually use the shimmer paint first just to see, and it really doesn't matter. You can do the shimmer paint, so watch. I'm just going to shimmer paint that now, okay? I'm going to add some, you could do it the opposite way too. You could do the water, then the Brusho, then the shimmer paint. But I did it this way just to try it out, and I just wanted to show you that it works either way. I'm just now you can see that I just figured I'd try it, see which way worked better. And then I'm going to add some green. The green has a little blue and yellow in it too. Let's lay that down. And if you haven't used Brusho, you just want to put one little hole in there, maybe two. And I usually put my little thumbtack back in there. Come on. Of course, now it's not going to work for me, right? Is this the one I used? Yeah. There it goes. Okay. Okay, so you don't want to put too much on because you can always add more. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some more water. Didn't need to take that off. Add some more water. You can use a heat gun to set this if you don't have a lot of time. Or you can just let it dry by itself. And it's going to just melt together. So I'm just going to put this over here because I already did one. And you'll see everyone is going to be different. And then what you do, obviously, is you're just going to take, I had some of these already done. I'm not going to do this whole thing because I have other stamping I want to do, but I just wanted to show you basically what I did right on top of that. I had these all cut out already. These pieces aren't stamped. See, these are stamped. You can also use your wood grain designer series paper. Those would go back here. So don't forget the wood grain paper because that works out really well too. I'll show you. Here's a sample of it too. The sled in the wood grain paper. I'll bring that up a little bit if you can see it. Can you please show the bottle of what you're spraying on the card? Oh, sure. This was the water. I thought that was in camera view. This is just our little spritzer with water in it. And then this is our shimmer paint with alcohol. You can also use the spritzers to mix this up. You put a couple drops in. I fill this up and I put like 4 or 5 drops of shimmer paint in here. I don't use these for the shimmer paint only because they're too small for me. Because I usually use these at stamp events, and I need bigger bottles. Okay, but that's alcohol and shimmer paint. I keep forgetting that the camera's over on this side. Sorry. And I also mark it that that's champagne. So spritz it with water. Put your Brusho on, spritz a little more water, spritz the shimmer paint. Doesn't matter which order you go in, okay? The water will make it bleed more, and that's what you want. You need the water. I just wanted it to be shimmery, so. All right, so then we got, let's say, 2 of these little snowshoes. So I would put those right about here, okay? And then I just put some designer series paper here, red cardstock, and then tied some ribbon and the Let It Snow. The main thing I wanted to show you here, oh, thanks, but you meant the powder. Oh, okay, you mean, this is our Brusho. Sorry, Stampers. This is our Brusho. And it comes like this. There's 4 colors in here. There's brilliant red, garbage, yellow, Russian blue, or Prussian blue, and moss green. Okay. And then you don't, this is what you want to do. You want to puncture that with like 1 or 2 holes and just tap the powders out. Okay, you don't want a lot of powder because it doesn't take much. So again, that's how I would put this card together, and it would come out like this. Now let's see how our other one is doing. See, now it's drying, but see, all 3 of them are different. See how different all 3 of them are? I'm going to move this down so you can see. Now this is a little more spotty. So this is at the point that you look at it and you go, okay, I want to add more water. My water's, it's almost empty. So let's just add a little of this instead. Okay. Everyone is going to come out different. And if you don't want to wait for that, you can also take a paper towel, which I don't have, so I'll use my, you can blot it. Okay. And again, you can just pick these pieces up. It's wet, so I can't really glue it down, but look. Just make a background. Just a couple ideas for you. Yes, it's in this Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog, the Brusho is. And I will put everything on my page or my Facebook Live when I'm done, okay? I'll tell you where everything is. But it is in the annual catalog. So again, that's the Brusho. I'm going to stick him over here because he's wet. He's dry. These pieces, and this is what I do when I'm playing around with the stamp set. Look at all these pieces I cut out last night or yesterday. I do extras. I run them all through the Big Shot at the same time so that I have lots of extras in my stamp set for when I decide I want to play some more. Okay, so that's how I did this card. Now, the next one I'm going to show you, and I'm actually going to stamp if I can get to it. Ah, it's right here. All right. I need this little piece too. This is the one I wanted to show. I'm going to show. Now, that's all glittery. I'm going to have to move this. Let me get rid of this piece. But I need those dimensions on here. Remember, any dimensions I give you, I will, if I don't do it tonight, I will have it on my Facebook page tomorrow. I will edit the Facebook Live, and it'll also be on YouTube, okay? And thank you to everybody that has subscribed to YouTube. Amazing, amazing, amazing. 5 months into doing the videos and the YouTube videos, I'm up to 600 subscribers on YouTube, so thank you. Okay, so here's another idea for you. Now that looks like the front of the card, right? But look, it opens this way. Pretty neat, huh? So let me show you how I'm going to do that. And again, I'm using different colors so we can see how the different colors come out. I'm not one to measure a lot of things. I hate to say it, but unless it's like a card base. So what I did with this, of course, this is our 4 1/4 by 11. That's the same that you would want, now that I remember, for the acetate or window sheet. It's going to be 4 1/4 by 11. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and fold this. Now, some people use their scoring tool, paper cutter, with the scoring, but I don't usually use that. I just use my bone folder. Okay, I'm folding that in half. Okay. Then I am going to bring this in because I'm going to cut a little piece off. Now, I didn't really measure it the first time, but let me show you how I did it. I brought it in here, and I went to 2 1/2. See where my score line is right here? I went to 2 1/2, and that's where I cut it. Make sense? Fold it in half, and then that score line, put it in your paper cutter, put that score line to 4 1/2, or yeah, to 2 1/2 rather, right there, 2 1/2, and then I just cut this piece off. That's all I did. So now I've got these pieces right here, and of course I've got other designer series paper. This is to the country home set, farmhouse suite rather, and I cut these up already. So the designer series paper pieces, this is 4 by 5 1/4, and again I will write this all out. That's 4 and 5 1/4. This one is the bigger one, so this is 3 by 4. It's going to go right on here, and this one is 2 1/4 by 4. Again, I will put these on there by tomorrow, I promise. This extra piece, which I cut off, is actually going to be 4 1/4 by like 3 1/8. And you'll see that it lines up with all these. So let's just go ahead and do that. So I'm going to go ahead and sometimes, you know, I'm a visual person, so I have to see it. I could, you know, care less about dimensions sometimes. I'm just gluing that down. And then I'm going to bring this one in. The same thing. Keep sending your comments. Share my video. Share the video for today. And on Friday morning, I'll be doing another giveaway. And I'll tell you all about that in a minute. Here's the other piece of Designer Series paper. Is it your favorite Designer Series paper? I knew that was going to run out. So I had another one waiting. I can't pick it. I kept saying the first Frost one was my favorite, that Designer Series paper. Then I start working with another one. That becomes my favorite. Okay, so I'm just going to lay this down. Whoop, get back up here. Sorry about that. That's why snail is so great. Again, I'm usually standing up stamping, so this is always... There we go. Okay. So now that's going to go just like that. Same as this one. Neat, huh? Now these are 2 ovals I had left from our stitched oval framelits, and I'm just changing up the colors a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to take out the snowshoe, which is over here on my stamp set. And instead of using the soft suede, just have to find my... I've been using all my... Look at this big block I got. But I have to because I'm using them all up for my holiday camp. Okay. This one, I'm just going to stamp the snowshoe right here. And this is gray granite because it matches that. It matches the Designer Series paper, I think. And I'm just going to cross those. I don't really care if the... Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. And then I'm going to take the little snowflake. Where is my snowflake? Here. Here he is. And grab one of my blocks over here. Usually I have these all set up, but... And for this one, I'm going to use Old Olive. I realize we don't have... Hey, do I want Old Olive? No, you know what? For this one, I'm going to change it. I'm going to get Cherry Cobbler. Oh, thanks, Jeannie. And I'm just going to put some snowflakes around it. Ooh, that pad's pretty beat. Okay, so then this is going to go right on here. And that I'm going to use dimensionals for. And my pick tool got buried while I was showing you everything. So we'll just do I'll use my fingers today. It's on here somewhere. And I'm just going to go ahead and put dimensionals on here. Remember, I'm not making the exact same card. Pretty much close, but I like to change it up a little bit. I had to find my pick tool because since I've been using that, I hate pulling these off with anything but. Put that right there. Okay. And this is going to go right here. So I'm only going to snail or fast fuse or tear tape the top portion because it's going to go right here. This is just a kind of a different little fold. Okay. And then this piece is going to go right in here. And it's going to be grab another block over here. I have all my blocks over here. Okay. And this is the way I line them up. I usually put them, you can put it at the bottom or put it right in the middle here. Okay. And I want the Cherry Cobbler again. My new pads are in the buckets for the girls, so I brought out my old ones, which work fine. They work fine. And I'm going to put, that's going to go there. Put that snowflake over here. Then I'm going to take off the Let It Snow. And see if I can find my little one that I already cut out, which is somewhere on this table. Oh, where did you go? Okay. He's here somewhere. Because I already cut them out, but I think I got so excited showing you this, they got buried again. Alright, well, if all else fails, I'll just have to cut another one. You know I'm going to find it as soon as I clean up here. Alright, we'll put them aside for a second. And then we're just going to snail this one down. Okay. Let's just see. So that looks like that one. I need to put my ribbon and Let It Snow. However, since I don't have... I have to find those because they're part of my next card. That's all right. We'll figure it out. All right, let me just stand up for a minute and find where I put those. Once I start moving stuff around here, it seems like I can never find what I'm looking for. And then I always find it later. All right, well, we'll just go with what I got. So let's do this. Let me grab my framelits and go cut a piece, okay? How about I do that? Can I leave you ladies and gents for a minute? Do you mind? I'll be right back. You hear me over here playing on the other table? Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. You know I'm going to find him in a minute. You know that. You don't think it needs it? Well, I think it needs to Let It Snow. Probably, maybe it doesn't need the bow, but I think it needs to Let It Snow. So we're going to give it the Let It Snow. And again, I'm going to bring out my dimensionals. Just going to pop that up with it. Now that one I don't want to lose because I need that for the next card. Okay. And I'm just going to put that right up there. And something a little bit different for this one, I'll bring in the red rhinestones and put a little bling on it. How's that? Maybe a couple right here. I always like to put one up there. I don't know why. Put one there. One there. There. So that's a cute little different kind of card to make. Okay. And again, it's still the same size piece of paper you would normally use. Same piece of cardstock. You're just going to use this piece that you cut off for your flap. Called the flap card. So that's that one. Let's see. Okay, so the next one I'm going to show you. Okay, this is my favorite. I paired this one up with Dashing Deer. Now, look at this. Isn't that nice? I used, and I think this glimmer paper was probably last year's. It's a little bit different color, but I wanted to use it up anyway. And so this one is with the Designer Series paper that goes also in the catalog with the holiday catalog. And then what I did was I used the velvet paper. So I don't know if you can see the difference, but the velvet paper is what I used here. That's coming, the one that's coming out in November. And, of course, I embossed it in copper. And I got the copper sled with the deer and a little piece of our baker's twine from the My Paper Pumpkin. Oh, that's okay, Lisa. Just rewatch it. Yes, Debbie Green asked for the measurements. I will be putting all those measurements back on here. But I will tell you for this card real quick. This card that we just did, it's 4 1/4 by 11. Then I lined it up at 2 1/2 and cut that piece off. Okay, so that extra piece is what I used. It doesn't matter how big or small it is, but so what you do again, you fold it in half, you bring in your paper cutter. Sorry, I know I was showing you the other one. Bring in your paper cutter. Where you folded it, put your fold at 2 1/2, only you're going to do it this way. Put your fold at 2 1/2 and just cut that piece off right here. And that's what this piece is. That's what this piece is. Okay? Hope that made sense. But just rewatch the video and you'll see what I mean. And then the designer series paper pieces are 4 by 5 1/4, 2 1/4 by 4, and 2 3/4 by 4. I will edit the video, if not tonight, tomorrow, so you will see it. Or go to my YouTube channel. It will have them on there, okay? All right, so let's go back to this one. Okay, so this one. Isn't that gorgeous? Loving this one. Again, it's the white cardstock, the thicker one with the glimmer paper. And then this is the snow I was talking about, the snow banks that you get with the, let me see, where is it? With the Winter Wood set, okay? So I used Dashing Deer, I used Winter Woods, and I used Alpine Adventure, okay? So that alone is gorgeous, I think. And that's in the copper. Top of it's very heavy. Let me bring it in real close so you can see all that shimmer. Oh, thank you. So again, this is the velvet paper, but for the one we're going to do now, I'm going to change it a little bit. And I haven't done this one yet, so let's hope it comes out. Okay, so this is Mary Merlot. Okay, and again, it's a 4 1/4 by 11. It's just cut down the middle. I'm doing it a little bit different. Remember, I always like to do one a little bit different. So this card's going to open this way. I keep forgetting to move my hands up further since I changed the program. Okay, so this one's going to open this way. So again, I used a piece of designer series paper, and this is cut at 4. Oh, I'm sorry. First, we're going to do this. This is the half of cardstock, our base. Then I used the copper, which is 5 1/4, 4 by 5 1/4. Now, I'm going to lay that down, and this designer series paper is 3 3/4 by 5. So you see, you just have an edge. Now, I never used to do this, but it is a great way to save on your foil paper and stuff. Just go in the middle and pop out a few labels or something in there, because you only need a piece of this, right? Why waste it all? So I'm just popping out. Now I got some gold foils to use, and nobody's going to see that because it's going right over here. All right. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to just put this paper, the designer series paper again is in the holiday catalog. I should write all the names down, but I'm usually running at 110 miles an hour when I'm doing everything. So that's going to layer right on there. But I'm not going to layer it just yet, okay? And if I will add all the dimensions and the names. Okay, so here we have, again, I used from the Winter Woods, I used the snow framelit and the glitter paper. So this is going to go right on here. Okay, so I'm just going to snail this down. I'm only going to snail the bottom right now, because I want to tuck this in. Does that make sense? I like to line it up, but I want to make sure that meets. Okay, now this little piece I'm going to tuck right in here. Okay, So I'm going to put some snail on there now. And I'm going to tuck him back here. Now remember, there's two ways you can make snowbanks. Okay? If you don't have the framelit is great for snowbanks, obviously. That's what it's for. Let me just push this up a little bit. Push this side down and push this side up. Okay, there. I don't know where this little piece came from. Again, if you don't have the framelit to make the snowbanks, just take a piece of cardstock, tear it towards you, and this is just to show you, and use two pieces like that. Can you see that? And you got snowbanks. Add a little embossing paste and you got snowbanks. Okay, so there's that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with the tree. Now, again, on this one, I use the velvet paper. On this one, I'm using the glitter paper. And when you run the tree through it, the Winterwoods tree, this one has a little thing you want to lift up. Now, I use the our adhesive sheets, so this is already sticky. Okay, so I'm lifting these up. Oh, good, Melanie. Yes, definitely share my videos. Okay, so I'm just going to lift those up a little bit so that they look like trees. Okay, I'm going to peel off this backing. Remember, I used the adhesive backing ahead of time. I'm going to tuck that right in here. Maybe just take my paper piercing tool. Whoop. Push it down. Okay, so that's the beginning of it. It's a little sticky back there, but I want to get the trees on there. Now this one I had already peeled off. This again is from the Winterwoods. And I'm just going to slide him over here. This is going to be a very glittery card. But we like glittery. Okay, here's another one that I had already done. This one I'm going to, you know what I'm going to do for this one? Ooh, I almost used my ribbon scissors on that. I'm going to snip a little piece of this off because I want this one back here. Okay. Oh, I forgot to shut that dehumidifier off. Sorry. And then for you, those of you who don't know what this looks like, this is from the Winterwoods. And again, what I did was I used our adhesive sheets on our glitter paper, ran it through the Big Shot so that when it comes out, it's already got the stickiness on it. It's great for really small, intricate pieces like this. Let me see if I can peel this one off. I purposely left one like this so I could show you. So when you peel it off, if I can do it without ripping it now, because it's very sticky. Pulling it off here. The backing comes off. The backing's already off this, but it's this little piece here like that. And it's already sticky. Okay, so I'm going to put an extra tree on this one. Because I have them set up. I already have them cut. But I want to cut a little bit of that off too. And tuck him back here. And they can overlap if they want. I have 3 trees on there. Okay. Alright, and I already have now from the Alpine, which is what I'm showcasing. I did it in copper again. And I got a little copper deer. And I'm borrowing from My Paper Pumpkin that baker's twine, which has the copper in it. What I did with these so that I could get them to stay together is I just put a little snail on his neck, on the deer, and I don't have to worry about that. And I'll show you how I did this. I put that so it, see, now it holds it down. And I just wrap this around his neck twice. Okay. Now I'm going to put him about there. So what I'm going to do to hold him down is I'm going to get my mini glue dots, if I can find them. Otherwise, I'll use my regular ones. Oh, there's the minis. They're stuck to my other thing here. Okay. I'm going to take a mini glue dot, and I'm going to put that right over that ribbon or baker's twine so it holds it. Okay. And just grab another one for him. I like using something other than snail on the glitter paper only because it holds it better, and the dimensionals, a couple of dimensionals holds it down really good. Okay, so I'm just going to put him right here. Okay. Now I'm going to take my sled, because I don't need a lot, but I'm going to take my sled, and I'm just going to wrap this around here, like that, till I see how much I need. That's about right. Okay. Well, let's move the sled over a little bit. Okay, so that's about good. I can snip this piece off. All right. Now I'm just going to put a little snail here. I'm going to hold it down just so it sticks. And again, I'm going to wrap it around. You just got to play with this piece of it. There. I'm going to flip that over. Again, I'm going to put some dimensionals, mini dimensionals here. Yes, please share my videos. And if you miss it, you can always watch it again later or go to YouTube Stampersdelight, and it'll be there tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow morning, depending on how busy my workload is tomorrow. I do it while I'm working. Shh, don't tell anybody. My day job. I can't wait until I can do this full time. Okay. So, again, let's wrap that back around there. Okay. And I'm just going to put that right over here. Right by the tree. Almost looks like they're carrying the tree. Or he's carrying the tree. Right? Alright, there's that. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Now I'm just going to go ahead and snail this down. Remember, now I got 3 pieces of copper poke outs to use for something else. I want a lot on here. I'm going to bring this back in. Oh, you know what? I think I used cherry cobbler. I said it was Mary Merlot, didn't I? Sorry. I've got color on crazy colors on the brain from all the colors I've been working with. Now I'm going to take in my Sing in Mary Merlot. Let it snow. Grab some dimensionals. If it's not bling, it's dimensionals. And if you have any questions, just ask. I get to answer. If I don't answer them tonight, I definitely will answer them tomorrow. Put that over there. And I think I'll put this one right there by the trees. Okay, and then all I would have to do is finish off the inside. Now, this one was white inside, so I stamped right on there. This one, I'm not sure where my paper went. I didn't cut one for the inside, so I'll do that later. But I would put a piece of white cardstock in the middle. Oh, wait a minute. I got it right here. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's finish this baby up. This, again, is the thicker one. So for the inside, I'm going to go ahead and cut 4 by 5 1/4. Thank you, Maria. See you in Orlando. Can't wait. Get the Mary Merlot. Again, I'm just lining this up. It may be out of camera view, but Christmas greetings. Grab my snowflake. Put him back on the block. And I like to put a couple snowflakes on. So we'll just do that one. and put it in there. And there it is. So there's a different version of this one. I like them both. Which one do you like better? Thank you. Thank you, everybody. I love these. I just love, 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 love these. And that's 3 different sets there. But again, I showed you a lot with just the one stamp set because you don't have to buy every single one. Okay? But they do coordinate so well. Okay. So let me bring in the cards again that we did. So we have those 2. And again, the still shots will be up on my blog and Facebook tomorrow also. We have the snowshoes. This is the one I'm going to give you the directions or the measurements for tomorrow. Hard to decide. Yeah, I know it is. It is hard to decide. Then we've got the acetate or window card. Okay, this one I would put another little glue dot here. And you could wrap ribbon around the top of it too, which would look great. Like here's I have a little Mary Merlot, so let's just, this is what maybe just tie a little ribbon around the old oak tree. Maybe wouldn't use this one, I don't know, but since it was handy, let me just say. Oh, yeah. This was just the ribbon I had on the table here, so I decided to use it. But there we go. Changed that card right away, didn't I? Okay, and again, that's just using our window sheets. And these are actually on glue dot, on dimensional, so they're puffy. But they're underneath the plastic or the window sheet. Pretty cute. This is the one with the Brusho. I'll be doing more with the Brusho. The Brusho makes a great background. The blue would look great with snowflakes, so maybe I'll play around a little bit with that after my holiday camp. And then we had this one, which was, left over from another class, and I just used the pieces and put it together. And then, of course, we have the nice silvery glittery one. Oh, and I forgot to mention that's one of the embellishments too from the upcoming snowflake showcase. Lots of bling there. And then, of course, just the flexible flyer snow sled stuck in the snow. So I hope you like the cards tonight. And I hope you check back with me on... Oh, let me switch the camera. Hi. Hi, everybody. I hope this worked out good the way I set the camera up. I think I'm going to stick with this. I hope you enjoyed it tonight. I thank you so much for tuning in before I'm done. Don't forget to share my video on Friday. From everybody that shared, one lucky winner is going to receive the Dash Along paper, which is no longer available. Fern got that 2 weeks ago. Fern, yours is going out. Tonight, though, because I forgot to do the giveaway on Friday, so tonight, one lucky winner is going to get the Frights and Delights My Paper Pumpkin. Okay, so let me just see who that winner of this is going to be. I can't bring my computer in here, too. I have no room. Number 2. Number 2. Out of all those girls that picked number 2. Patty Doxy. Patty Doxy, I'll be mailing this to you. It's a My Paper Pumpkin. It's funny, she just signed up for Paper Pumpkin this month. So you're going to get the Frights and Delights one. All right, congratulations. And again, remember, share my video. You might win this. Stampers, thank you so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed the cards. The one, I think I told you, but if I didn't, because it was so long ago, we've been doing this for like 45 minutes now. Friday I'll be using the Still Night. Okay? Selena, I hope you're watching in California. I bought this, honey, just for you, because you like your owls. Bye, everybody. Have a great week. See you Friday.